Hello, and welcome to episode 34 of the Jumpcast. I'm here with Max, who's on a big traveling trip, but he found the time to be able to record today, and we're going to be covering what is it, chapter 227, uh, big things. This this fight keeps on getting crazier. I I don't know how else to explain it
Yeah,
besides
no,
just going to the chapter.
this is gonna be crazy. Yeah, as people can tell, I am still not adjusted to the time zone I'm in, so I sound a little droggy. But yeah, I'm still making time to record. Drees is not joining us.
Yes,
We'll hopefully
he's
have him back
currently
next week.
traveling as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, no, this
Anyway,
chapter
uh,
was crazy. Let's see.
yeah, it's not what anyone expected. It's the domain clash number two, which
Yeah.
nobody could have expected. Um,
Well, and technically three at the end, or not clash. I would
yes,
say
we do
clash,
get
but
this. We get the start of the third one at the end of this.
hmm
But so what is it? How do we explain this part? So Yuta's going crazy because he's learning that you can cool down your curse technique with reverse curse technique.
and you know
Um,
he's going to abuse, or I should say, everyone in that room that can domain is going to abuse that shit when
yeah,
next time they fight, which will be really cool to see.
yeah. I um I just love that he's reacting so shocked because he's not even pressed about it. You don't see Yuta freak out about stuff like ever.
Yeah, this
And
was
so
like a
then him
first
being
year
like, "Oh my
Yuta
God,
thing.
he did it!"
Yeah.
Like this is impossible. How did he manage to do that? And we have like a fun little drawing. I love Gege's drawings of like real life stuff or
hmm
like look at how well detailed that Datsun V12 engine
Yeah,
is.
it's beautiful, and I mean, I do appreciate that Gege does do like a kind of metaphor, like for his explanations of how something works. It's great because I know for some people, and sorry, I'm now realizing there might be a slight echo where I'm recording, but
No, you're
um,
good.
I've noticed through a few friends that I've gotten to watch the series that they even understood a curse technique. So I've used a metaphor like that, or I've shown them on the manga panel explaining it, and there's a metaphor in it, but it wasn't in the anime or something, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect
Yeah.
way to show off something like this because, yeah, magic and stuff like this has always been in anime, but like, I don't think it's had this
This is
somewhat complicated and unique power system before that
yeah.
a lot of people have had to deal. Excuse me. I don't know the term deal with or to learn how it works. So it's nice that he's making it more user friendly and beginner friendly. I guess I don't know if that would be the term, but yeah,
He's making it more dynamic and easier to explain. It's for being such a complicated power system. Um, so yeah. And then what else? I'm trying to see what else we can go off of. Uh, so we have Gojo immediately healing up, and then he's just like making fun of Sukuna, like you can go bigger, right? And then they immediately throw themselves back into that domain, which I find it to be so fun. That they're just like, all right, round two, let's try this. Um,
I think it'll be really interesting to see with like how I guess how many rounds of a domain clash they're going to hopefully do. Because it's like Yuji setting the Black Flash record. They have to be setting some sort of
oh yeah,
consecutive domain clash record, like domain
yeah,
expansions. Like this is, I think we've talked about it. This is the new versus the old, but this is um, excuse me, this is going to be like the pinnacle of jujitsu society in a one fight. Excuse me. Um, But yeah, no, this is going to be crazy to keep reading and see, and I'm excited. I'm excited to talk more about this today as well.
yeah. I, it makes me so happy because Gojo is like instead of like what is it? I said before like weeks for like the past couple weeks like okay he's gonna try to emulate the domain he's gonna try to emulate the domain
Oh, the barrierless
like
domain.
barrier
Yeah.
yeah
No, he ain't need
but
that.
Yeah, he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go my own way.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take care of this my own
He
style.
Spider Verse that. He's like, now I'm gonna do my own thing.
Yeah. Um, and so then like he changes the conditions of the barrier so that he can make it so that the domain doesn't break. And then of course Sukuna tries to do the same thing at the sacrifice of getting actually punched. So like I feel like they both like what is it? It's like weird binding vow crap.
Hmm.
That's how everyone like explained this part where like Sukuna decided like, hey, I'm gonna disable the must hit effect, but in sacrifice to that, it will be a lot stronger, so I can break the domain again.
Hmm.
And that's what he goes for that, and then Gojo pulls out the um, falling blossom. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah.
Falling blossom
Falling
potion.
Blossom art, I believe.
Yeah, which is just like another simple domain. So it's like he's pulling out everything that he's got,
Hmm.
um,
Which,
and
hey,
he's having fun with it.
like I was hoping if like Gojo was going to be on par, he wouldn't have to like use all this stuff. But I'm like, dude, if he's using everything in his arsenal, I love to see it. Because then for power scaling stuff in the future, we just know how much more Gojo has and stuff. I'd love to see more of what Sukuna's got. Like, my hope is the box gets brought out again. Whether it be the fire
Yeah,
technique or something else, like just something Sukuna brings out that he thinks could counter, or like when are we gonna? When is he gonna get forced to use New Shadow? When's that gonna happen?
yeah, that's true. People talk about like whether he's actually going to use um, the new shadow technique because somebody pointed that out. It's just like if he pulls out new shadow, that means that Gojo is the strongest sorcerer,
I
and I
think
don't
that
think that
means. Oh, sorry.
Pride will let
Yeah.
that happen.
It means. I think if he pulls out New Shadow, Gojo wins. Not by
Yeah,
like. Not even if Sukuna kills Gojo. Gojo won that fight because he forced him to use something that's not his own. So I guess yeah, that's what that's. I can see that from like a perspective from like Sukuna's perspective, but it would just be really cool to see him like switch between cleave and dismantle and using all of his stuff as well. But um, I think yeah. Also, I mentioned it before we recorded, but just Kashi, I you've been getting me on that Kashima hype train of like being a cool character for just
yeah,
like, dude, this guy's like, hey bro, you interfere, I'm killing you. I'm actually gonna kill you this time.
yeah,
To like Hikaru, and he's like, I'm gonna go, I'm next. Like,
yeah.
oh my, dude, if this was like a King of the Hill situation and they just kept sending people after Sukuna, would be so cool. I know it's never gonna
I
happen,
know.
but it'd be so cool to see.
Um, but yeah, it's fun. This is really showing that like people are thinking that Gojo's on the ropes right now, and like, uh, is that the right phrase? Like he's fallen back onto like his last few.
Yeah, he's at his wit's
Uh,
end or rope's
yeah,
end, end of the rope type
he's
deal. Yeah.
trying everything. He's trying everything, and even like Yuta is pointing that out. Just like Gojo must be burning himself out right now,
Hmm.
trying to hold up like that,
Nah,
like being.
bro. He's just experimenting. He's just figuring out what works.
I know. But somebody brought up a good thing as well is that like he doesn't have his blindfold on or he hasn't had it for a long time. Like he's really stressing out his brain. There's theories that he's gonna like melt his brain doing all this
Oh,
stuff to try to uh keep up with Sukuna and like not specifically kill him. It ties back into a theory that I also said before this, which is uh Gojo wants to win in the domain clash because he definitely could have just killed Sukuna if he wanted to by blasting a hollow purple at him instead of the reversal red. Um, so it's he's trying to win in that condition because then he could like incapacitate Sukuna in Megami's body to try to save Megami.
mhm.
That's like the big reason that he's doing it. So he's probably burning himself out trying to do that instead of just killing Sukuna. Um, So I'm wondering if that actually is the thing and if that's going to work, because
I,
I can see what they mean about that.
mhm.
Like the one of the things that also made me worried about Gojo is like when they're doing the hand-to-hand combat and then like Sukuna touches his back and he's like, "Wait, what the? Something's wrong here. Something's really going wrong here.
Yeah,
My like domain's not acting. His domain isn't acting as it should." Um, and so then I also love that Sukuna is using Kenjaku's words of advice about unlimited void. It's just like the way that you're gonna avoid getting killed is by touching Gojo.
yeah,
So like you need to figure out your own way through that. Um, it's so fun. It's so I'm just thinking about all of this stuff because we didn't record last week as well.
yeah.
Because I watched a good video about how like Kusakabe is like yeah, I'm also getting on the hype train for Kusakabe because of Umax and because of Cream
Let's go.
Rim. Like
Kusakabe's
he's like the
underrated. Yeah.
he is and uh like his he can analyze the battle so well compared to like anyone else besides like Yuta probably. So
I
their
I dare
innate
say,
curse technique is still a first grade.
yeah, I dare say IQ wise, he's on par with the special grade. Like battle IQ
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
Like, oh my, can we just talk like feats wise? That man blocked a maximum Uzumaki and people
Yeah.
downgrade him and I'm like, dude, yeah, he's labeled as first grade, but like that man is insane. Like think about it.
the his knowledge is his own curse because he knows how well jujutsu works
But he
that
doesn't
he's like
care enough. Yeah.
yeah I'm like this isn't for me.
I'm
I
chasing the
don't like
bag.
this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean
like
it's
that's why
yeah.
he's a scaredy cat because he sees all these people around him that can pull off these feats and he's like, oh my God, why am I doing this? I don't want to die.
I'm just a normal man. Like it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like yeah, and like I mean he doesn't really have his own technique per se. Like an like a, what innate technique or whatever the term is. He kind of just learned new shadows, which I think is cool too. Of like
Yeah.
you could tie it into like the blue lock like talent versus hard work. The man
Yeah.
is talent is clearly talented. Imagine what he
Mhm.
could do if he had his own like innate technique that was
Yeah, he could
gas.
probably be a special grade.
Yeah, like I'm saying if he had a good technique cuz like we've seen like construction like or
Mhm.
the witch person like
Oh yeah,
garbage techniques
garbage techniques.
with I guess somewhat talented people.
Hmm.
But
But
yeah, I
yeah.
know. It's fun to see this series like do this and I love that they brought the whole cat the good cat like this the good side of the cast together to kind
Mhm.
of analyze this fight because I think if they just did this fight I would be lost. Like they would explain stuff, you would explain stuff in the podcast. We'd learn it, but it would take me longer than just reading the chapter. It'd take me like a few reads
Yeah.
to figure everything out. And I think it adds like a nice story thing. I think it makes the what would the term be the weight of this fight. It makes it seem so much more. It's like this is giving off like Olympic or like World Cup vibes. Like anyone who's anyone is probably watching
Yeah.
this fight. Like it's not just our cast and we see Kim Jaku for a panel watching and making a comment. It's everyone.
Mhm.
Anyone who's anyone is watching the current strongest sorcerer versus the King of Curses.
Yeah. It's what is it? We've talked about it before. Narration helps so much with making a bigger impact on these sorts of fights, especially when there's like complicated stuff going on. Like it being explained, like, hey, dude, this is gas and you need to know why. If for some reason it fixes everything. And it just makes the fight have so much more of an impact on it. Um, so yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm currently looking at the panel of Gojo pulling off the third domain expansion.
On
Um,
page 18.
yeah,
Okay.
and just like all of them reading him pulling off another domain expansion and just being like, "What?"
Boy,
Because
no
I'm
way.
trying to theorize what's actually gonna happen next time because the domain is so small now. So I'm really wondering what is actually gonna happen. Um, and I'm hyped. I
Hmm.
don't I have no clue what Gojo could be. I just know I'm hyped.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, it seems like not, Sukuna, the minimum effect or whatever, the minimum range he has to do his domain is like what, like 250 meters or something, or 2.5
mm,
kilometers or something. I don't remember off the top of my head.
yeah.
But it seems like Gojo is adapting that because we see a normal, maybe this first domain he did was a giant bubble. Maybe the second one was this medium, and this final one is a tiny. He's like I said earlier, he's experimenting. He's figuring out what works.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see where the fight goes, um, and
Mhm.
how long it takes. Because if this takes a lot more time, I'm all for it.
Yeah, me too. I think it'd be funny if just like the entire next chapter is like they haven't moved. The barrier hasn't broken and it's been like 30 minutes and everyone's like, what is going on?
Hmm.
Um, and they like don't let us have a glimpse into what's going on in the barrier until afterwards.
Yeah,
Um, because I think that'd also be so fun. It would also be a good excuse. I know that we've said it week after week as well to have the other people go after Kenjaku. Of just like, okay, the cameras are filming just like a small ball in the middle of Shibuya, not doing jack crap. We should probably go take care of
yeah. Well,
Kenjaku.
because we see from the panel we see of Kenjaku this week, we see that there is Kenjaku is stationary right now. They could track him down if they wanted,
Yeah,
which is, hopefully they do. I mean, it'd be really cool if they did.
yeah,
You'd
I
be a
would
real
love it.
one. You'd be a real one, gay gay, if you did that. Like, come on. But
Yeah,
I would really love to see if they did.
I think that what is it? This fight is also teaching Yuta how to fight against Kenjaku because I feel like the Yuta reading that he's able to do that and like fix his curse technique by like cooling it off.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like he's gonna try to pull that off against Kenjaku because I
Hmm.
feel like that's bound to happen now.
Well, and it's good because, like you said, with like Yuta and like Kusakabe taking them taking the reins of like narrating the fight, they're I they're both pretty analytical fighters. It seems like, so it's pretty good for, like you said, he's gonna absorb both sides. He's gonna Sukuna win or lose, Gojo win or lose. He's gonna absorb whatever they do, and he's going to apply it
Yeah,
to the Kenjaku fight, which is gonna make that fight even better. Like, come on, like it's
yeah.
perfect.
I mean, it's gonna be even better, but it's still gonna be hard to top the
Hmm.
two strongest guys going at it time after time again.
Exactly. So yeah, no, this will be very very cool to see. I'm very excited to see where this chapter keeps going.
Yeah, me too. I'm pumped. I'm really hoping. I don't even know what is it. My predictions for next chapter is either we're just gonna cut to the domain breaking and Gojo holding Sukuna's body.
Hmm.
Um, the exact opposite in Sukuna holding Gojo's head. Or uh we lose focus on the fight.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're not gonna lose focus on the fight. Gege really he's putting his hands he's putting everything into this.
Exactly. It'll be quite interesting to see where we go from here.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Do you? I mean, this might be another shorter episode, but do you have anything else you want to add?
No. Well, actually, no. There's one more thing. I want Kashimo to fight Sukuna.
Mm-hmm.
I, him saying like, I'm up next if he dies. Don't interfere. I don't want Gojo to die, but if he does, I just know Kashimo's gonna pull out everything.
I would really love to see Kashimo. I want to see him
Yeah,
fight again. Like the one fight we got is becoming one of my favorites. So I'd really love to see, I guess, like a
yeah,
fully unhinged Kashimo could do. So it could be really cool.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah. But
yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to episode 34. We appreciate you guys listening. And I got some feedback last week. I made a mistake, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. I made a mistake, and I really appreciate someone giving me that feedback because I did not notice it when I uploaded and edited it. So, to that viewer,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and we'd like more feedback like that. So now for the next 2 weeks, because of me traveling, the quality will go. I don't know how down, but hopefully it won't go much down. We're gonna lose a little bit.
I think it
Like
will still work out fine,
where I'm at,
but
it is
yeah,
currently pouring rain, and I'm sitting outside, so I'm hoping the rain doesn't pick up. I don't have my mic
I,
currently. I
yeah,
don't have my headset, so I'm making do with what I have, but we'll see how well this goes. But yeah, thank you so much for listening.
yeah,
Um, and we hope you have a good rest of your week, and we look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Goodbye.
yeah. Bye bye.